Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This old world confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows you're true. Then a little voice inside you whispers, don't sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, and everywhere you look.
And we are here at Hole 1. Flyovers courtesy of our friends at Central Coast Disc Golf. You will notice here right away and on all of our flyovers that these do not necessarily go to the right pin placement. These are the flyovers for tomorrow's coverage. Due to the drone flying laws in the city of San Francisco, I was not able to get a drone, but they were able to provide me with the flyovers that they did have of the course. So this first hole is actually going to be up to the right and on top of the ridge. You'll see where Leaf is throwing right here. And up first is Leaf Swenson out of Davis, California, where he is
that was Peard.
Doing his master's program at UC Davis. San Francisco local Jesse Kerfeld.
Right there with him. Parked.
You may recognize this guy as Johnny Disc Golf, another San Francisco local. And last but not least is Juan Bernal.
All seem to have a putt.
Yeah, Corey's a little out of it. He's got quite a few trees in between him and the basket. But a great bid.
That's a nice putt to start your round off with.
Yeah, that is a great birdie to get things started for Juan. Ooh, left side.
Did he card the only two there? We had a couple of them, Leaf and Juan.
Yep, Leaf and Juan, and a couple of pars for Jesse and Corey here.
That's one that you probably want to get starting off your round. It's a nice confidence builder.
Yeah, and this is a long round though. 27 holes here in round 1. We are here at hole 2, which is a 217-foot par 3. The basket we're flying to right now is the pin placement for tomorrow. But this one is actually going to be on the stump you see right at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. And it's going to be an elevated pin about 7 feet up from the ground. So this is a forehand or a turnover play. You just want to be on the ground somewhere within 20 feet because that elevated putt's pretty scary, especially so early in the round.
Here is Leaf again. Perfectly executed. Nice turnover there. And you can choose the slower speed or the fast speed there. Leaf choosing to go with the putter. Forehand, obviously, you got to play faster.
Yeah, one of the nice things I noticed while we were here in San Francisco at Golden Gate Park is there's a lot of dirt, so you don't get a lot of ground play on some of these holes. I mean, there's obviously spots where it's not as dusty or some dead leaves will give you a skip, but for the most part, if you land in that soft dirt, it kind of slows you down
Definitely,
quite a bit.
you've seen it right there with both forehands.
A little short there for one.
Corey here.
Jesse Kerfeld.
Excuse me.
Great birdie for Jesse. We're going to check that out on this Dark Ace cash cam.
And that's one you get on the elevated basket, and that just feels so good.
Yeah, that is definitely a confidence booster after coming short on the elevated putt on hole 1. Definitely feels good to get it back on hole 2.
There's Corey with the tap in. And Leaf, of course, peering it. Now, I was telling you before we started this commentary, I'd seen Leaf, and that name's familiar with Ricky Wysocki and David Wiggins at the 2010 National Amateur Disc Golf Championship in Toboggan. It's funny how far they've all come.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I did not realize Leaf had played in that, but we did watch some of that coverage, and it was 11 years ago that he was competing at the Amateur U.S. Championships, and kind of fun to see him playing pro here today. Hole 3 is a 335-foot par 3. It's actually going to be about 50 feet closer to the pin than the flyover is showing here, but pretty much just directly back from this location, just a little bit closer. So you don't have nearly as much stuff in contention on the hole or at the end of the hole, but there is, and you'll see it from here, the whole road is all out of bounds. So there is actually a very thin nylon string that runs the entire length of the road to delineate the OB line.
Beautiful straight shot right there by Leaf. Wow.
Buying himself another birdie luck.
Long downhill.
Able to
No
work his way
turnover.
in bounds just barely. He was only about a foot away from being out of bounds there.
This one looks like it might fade early. Oh, right there.
Absolutely parked
Wow.
at the base of the basket. That is looking
This one might
great.
be early. Wow, they're all right there.
Jesse's the only one with a long look here. Nice safe layup.
Leaf starting off 3 for 3.
Great turkey to start his round there.
He saved it for a good one. Yeah, right.
And you said this is this about 330 feet?
Yep, this is about 330 feet from the tee pad here.
Most of them probably electing to throw either a fast mid-range or a fairway of some sort. Those just great executed straight to fade shots right there.
Another birdie for Juan.
Got it out.
Tap in par here for Jesse. And Corey going to tap in a bird as well. And we're going to take a quick commercial break.
The path to the top is often long and difficult. With many hills for you to climb and obstacles to overcome. And at times, the journey may seem never-ending. But why stop before you reach the top? With a little hard work, determination, and some help from your friends, you too can reach the next level. Above ground level discs, elevate your game.
And we are back from commercial break at hole 4. It is a 285-foot par 3. The pin placement here on this flyover is a little short and left of the pin placement we are going to be seeing on the coverage. Our pin placement is going to be just at the top right of the screen, about 50 feet back from the pin placement we were flying to right here. So as you could see, even on this flyover though, very tight fairway. Not a lot of really big gaps off this tee pad. You just want to throw something and
So you would say this
Pure
plays
line.
more than 300? Is that 285 it says?
Yeah, 285.
Probably plays more like over 300, you're saying?
Yeah, just because of how tough it is to get out of this first 100 feet or so. Once you break through the first 100, 125 feet of this fairway, you're past all the really big, tough trees. You can see right here, it just kind of lines it on both sides. And you have to pick a gap pretty far down. You can see there, Corey manages to find one and still got a tree behind it.
Juan with the turnover. Peered.
Fantastic.
Wow. Probably
Hits
a
the
mid-range
pole,
there.
Taps the lock. Jesse Kerfeld.
Jesse here. Got a mid-range in his hand. That looked like the last one. Ace run.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a great drive.
Yep.
Great pitch up from Corey.
Good layup.
Yeah, kind of hard to get a really good run at it from that angle with all those trees.
Layup or half go here? Let's see. Maybe a little half go.
A little bit of both. A safe bid.
Yeah, for sure. Such an underrated part of great golfers' games is being able to do things like that and not leave themselves a 30, 35 footer that they might miss.
Right. Great birdie for Jesse. All these guys off to a pretty great start here.
He hit the gap.
Leave tapping in his first par.
The par does not feel too bad on this one. Despite it being pretty short, that gap, and most of these players know that gap off the tee pad is pretty tough to pure like that. Like Juan did and Jesse both there.
Juan got it back right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're moving on to hole 5, a 420-foot par 3. This one is pretty much exactly where we're seeing it right here on the flyover. Straight ahead of us, you can see here there are a lot of trees to contend with, but the green itself is pretty open. If you can get down in here within 30 feet, you don't have a very obstructed putt unless you end up directly behind one of those 2 trees that are down there.
Yeah, I'd say this distance in the woods on a line can really separate good golfers from great golfers.
Oh, and that looked good out of his hand initially, but an early tree going to kick him pretty far to the left there.
All of them, or both of them, seem to taking some speed off their throw, electing to go safe, maybe not working out.
And that
Leaf goes for it.
is looking really good. And I don't know Casaplast molds super well, so I don't know what he was throwing there.
Okay, Castoplasty sponsored by?
Yep,
Okay.
he's a Castaplast athlete. That is great.
Looks pured. Ooh, late tree.
Not terrible though.
Definitely one you're happy with.
Oh,
Still not getting out of there.
Jesse with a very similar look here.
I mean, getting all the way past the basket from where he was at is just an excellent result from where he is.
Yep, and he got himself a putt. 25 feet, 20 feet or so, but
Would be a really great par save. Here's another run at it. Wow.
a great recovery. Buying himself a very easy bogey tap in.
That's MPO versus AMs right there. Being able to lay up from that distance confidently.
Great bid. Now this was the afternoon in San Francisco, right at the bay. So
Wind
it
is
was
blowing.
starting. Yeah, it was starting to get windy as we got closer to the western end of the park. So as we work our way further west, the wind coming in off the ocean kind of started. You could see it really on these holes. We kind of move away from it for a little bit, but you'll see in the mid-9 that we come back, and there's some holes that you're pretty much just exposed to an open field that backs up to the ocean there.
Okay, I think I got Corey versus Jesse down now. Jesse's got the beard.
Yeah. Jesse kind of looks like a lumberjack. Like Paul Bunyan. That's what I was thinking about there. This was a tough hole for this card.
Yeah, and Leaf getting an easy 3 there, it just builds on the confidence. He's playing so well right now.
We are moving on to hole 6, a 302-foot par 3. This one, the pin placement is going to be further to the right than where we're flying. Oh, well, we're not flying to the basket that I saw just there. We are flying to the correct spot.
Is this an elevated pin?
Yes, I believe this is playing to the elevated pin. The pins were in a different spot every day. I could be totally wrong when we watch them tee off right here. But I'm pretty sure this is playing. Oh, no, this is playing to the basket they didn't just fly to. So you saw the basket in the flyover. It's the basket we're throwing at.
Yeah.
They flew to tomorrow's pin location. They got me. They tricked me.
This is probably going to be a fairway driver uphill.
Yep. You want something that'll not super stable. I mean, it's hard to get.
And that was just great.
That was textbook.
Juan getting that one back after the bogey on the last hole.
Yeah, everyone definitely looking to get a stroke back on this hole here at the very least.
I didn't even see this forehand
bogey
line that he's lining up. So let's see if he can pull it off.
Yeah, there's a pretty good gap over there on the left side. Hits the gap.
Maybe doesn't get the fade he wanted.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a little straight. You can hear how busy the city of San Francisco is on a Friday afternoon.
Jesse gets one up there. Wow. Just Leaf is playing great right now.
And a great long putt from Jesse. Just an inch or two short.
Juan gets one back on the hole card.
Yep, able to correct on last hole's mistake and kind of wipe that from his scorecard. And a couple of easy par tap-ins here. And we are actually going to take another short commercial break before heading on to the next hole.
Listen up, man. Sky High Smoking Accessories, they have the largest selection of glass in Southern Oregon. With new inventory coming in every day, they have all your smoke accessory needs. From basic lighters to intricate vaporizers and all the swag to go with it. You can stay up to date with Sky High Smoking Accessories on their Facebook page. Shop local and buy local. Sky High Smoking Accessories in Medford on South Central Avenue across from U.S. Bank. Must be 21 years of age or older to enter.
And we are back here at hole 7, a 318-foot par 3. This one is pretty fun because you have this big fence right here in front of this tree that is fully in play. We're actually playing to a pin position that's a little bit shorter than this and to the right, about 75 feet shorter than what we're looking at, and maybe 30, 40 feet right of this spot. So quite a bit shorter. The pin position we're playing to does kind of put it almost directly behind that fence from the tee pad. So we see players trying to make sure they get around that, or if you keep it low enough to the ground, you can actually slide right under it. The fence doesn't actually start for like 3 or 4 feet off the ground.
A nice straight mid-range throw here from Juan. Wow. Would you say this plays 285 or less?
This plays at 3.8, like at 318
okay.
what it
so
shows.
It's true. Okay.
So
That's great.
yeah, all of the distances are right straight off of UDisc. So these are the correct distances and pars for these locations. It's just the flyovers that aren't there because they were gifted to us from our buddies at CCDG, of which Corey is a member.
And Juan and Leaf just pured that.
Yeah, we got 2 down.
Battling.
Looking at birds. Corey looking to get down there as well. It's going to go right over the fence.
Very clean release. It fades, but
Why isn't
it's
it
right
birdie
there.
putt?
Jesse needs to match them here.
The pressure's on. Ooh.
Not quite high enough, but gets around the fence. Leaves him a long, tough look.
Yeah, he's got about an 80-footer here.
Oh,
Oh,
my
wow.
goodness.
What a good bid. Those are tough from that distance, and with that little bit of uphill, too.
Corey gets his 2.
Great birdie for Johnny Disc Golf. Like I say, it was very fun to get to film Corey here in San Francisco after getting to work with him at Worlds in Utah earlier this summer. So kind of fun to have it come full circle. And that was an excellent birdie there from Juan after puring his drive, as well as a tap-in birdie here for Leaf.
And they're battling at it, and Corey's right behind them, scrapping. Leaf is playing great, and Juan's keeping up, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, a lot of golf left to play. We're only at hole 8 of 27 holes. 262 foot par 3. This one is actually behind those trees on the left side of the screen there. So just about 30 feet left of the position you see it in right now. The only thing you really have to contest with off the tee pad is those trees at the end there. So as long as you can get something, I think they're going to throw something a little slower here. You're going to see a lot of putter shots, maybe slow mid-ranges at only 262 feet. A little bit of elevation might play like 275 at the most.
It's a good throw. I'm curious if he was trying to go to the right of those trees or not, but regardless, it works.
It almost looked like he was trying to go right through the gap in the middle.
Leaf here.
Looks like a Svea. I was able to read some of his discs while we were on the course and while I was editing the coverage.
What brand is that?
Castoplast.
Castoplast.
They're all
Oh,
Castoplast.
yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about Castoplast, and that's just great tree love. And when you're playing hot, that feels good.
I'm a big fan of their plastic. I've felt their like a Berg. Those are really fun.
Yeah, that's mostly the one I've heard of, but I know a lot of people who like Castoplast really like it. So never heard anything bad about them. Wow, ace run.
What a great drive from
Corey
Johnny
said, "I'm right
Disc
there." You said, "I'm right there."
Golf. yeah, that's deserved.
He's like,
that was
"Let's
a great
go."
drive. Pressure's on yet again for Jesse Kerfeld.
Everybody's around at least 30 feet right now. Stay clean.
Not terrible. He's got another uphill long bid. Oh, he is locked up. I didn't even realize he was going to be behind that bush like that. Smart play.
Choosing to go around rather than straighten over works for him there.
He's going to go straight for it up here.
Tough putt, but it's one you want.
This has got to be at least 60 feet.
For sure plays that way going uphill. Just missed his line. He'll take a 3.
Good bid.
That's 2.
Excellent 2 for Juan Bernal.
Taking the lead.
Yep, getting a stroke on Leaf here. Couple of tap-ins here. Easy pars after some really good bids from Leaf and Jesse. Very long, tough to make putts.
And Corey getting another one back on Leaf.
Good birdie there from Corey. Last hole of our front 9 coverage. Hole 9, a 312-foot par 3, and it is not nearly as easy as it looks here on this flyover. It is not playing to that green basket or that yellow basket. It is playing to another basket even further left than these 2 shots that we're seeing here.
Okay.
So we're playing a little bit further left from the tee pad, kind of up over.
Dog leg with
that
maybe
one.
a backhand firebird or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something overstable.
Just trying to get around that teepee at first.
Gets around it, skips right up to the basket.
All these guys trying to make sure they push long enough, and really the biggest fear coming into the green here is that TP someone that has collectively been made here at the course.
Yeah, it's nice that they have that TP there to, really line up their shot and pick something to go around.
It's a fun obstacle, I think. It's very unique.
Wide, does it fade enough?
Doesn't look like it faded enough. He's going to be quite a bit to the right of the basket still as it sits on the fairway. Going a little inside. Tough tree.
Gets caught up there. You want to get around the TP, as we said.
Oh, and gets snagged by that one stick that sticks very far out to the side. A little low.
Just
on
short
that
there.
par putt.
And that's just a great putt to have.
Oh, a 45-footer there.
Yeah, especially with Juan putting another hole right there.
Yep, we're
another
going to check
shot
that
right
out.
there.
Again, on this Dark Ace cash cam, doesn't even use his step there. Just sends it home. Great putt. I like it.
Gave a real effort there. It was high enough.
Another great
getting
birdie.
another one.
That is 7 in the first 9 holes there for Juan Bernal.
Leafs card a little cleaner. Not as many birdies. And
Tough
Jesse getting a
start for
bogey
Jesse
here.
Kerfeld. Corey with a pretty solid start as well at 3 under. But there are 18 holes left to play here in the first round. That is just the front 9. Taking a look at the scorecard one more time. Leaf Swenson finishing the first 9 holes 5 under with 5 birdies and no bogeys. Jesse Kerfeld finishing 1 over with a double bogey, a bogey, and a couple of birdies there. Corey Murrell finishing with 4 birdies and a single bogey to take him to 3 under par. And Juan Bernal with 7 birdies and a bogey, take him to 6 under. Make sure to head over to our Patreon where you can become a member for as little as $5 a month, or you can head over to our shop at birdwatchpro.com and pick up some sweet BDub Pro merch. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at BDub Pro. And while you're here on our YouTube channel, hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming content. And that is going to do it for us in the front nine. We will catch you guys in the mid nine. Thanks, everybody.
Peace.